Sometimes we feel like we can only know God with our minds. One of my favorite modern thinkers is a philosopher named Esther Lightcap Meek. And in an interview once, she fleetingly mentioned this idea that there were some types of knowing that were like riding a bicycle. Intimately personal, and yet objective. The problem, we often think as Christians, with knowing God through the means of an image or through the means of a piece of music, is that perhaps we're entering into a realm where theology is done subjectively. I think there are ways of knowing God that are like riding a bicycle. You and I both know how to ride a bicycle. You throw your leg over the top bar and seat yourself on the saddle and you pedal off. And you know in your gut what it feels like to do that. You've learned how to do that. There was a time you couldn't do that, but you learned it. And you learned something objective. All of the same laws of physics apply. The same laws of motion and balance and movement pull on your body in the same way that it does mine or anybody who rides a bicycle, because we're encountering something objective. But now tell me, how do you ride a bicycle? Explain. Explain. You can't. I can't. We can't sum this up into a rational discussion. You know it. My dad would say, you know it in your knower. That part of you that just knows. We can never reject the rational aspects of theology. We need to know God with our minds. It's not a question. But we also need to know God with our knowers. We need to know Him through careful study, through outlines and books of theology and carefully structured sermons and lectures. We also need to know Him through art. We need to know Him through painting, through poetry, through music. We don't just need to talk about the bicycle, we need to ride the bicycle. And we need to look around as we're riding the bicycle and realize that there's a whole church of people riding with us. And whatever this thing is we're feeling, it's not subjective. It's objective. It's the Holy Spirit. And He's taking us somewhere.